You should get up in here too. Hold on. Okay. How's the connection right now? Can someone tell me how the connection is? Because mine's keep going in and out. Mommy, you know you can put a filter on if you don't want to show yourself. I have a filter on mine right now.
Oh, I don't know how to do all that at the moment.
Okay, so um y'all, my mom is on here. So basically last week y'all remember how um my cousin posted a picture. Mama, did you ever see the picture?
No.
Okay. It's a picture where when I'm in the house
Hmm.
and I'm holding Rosalind. This is when Rosalind came over and I had a pink shirt on and I'm on the rocking chair and I'm holding Rosalind like this.
Okay.
Okay. And
Oh, I remember that
you
picture.
remember that?
Hmm.
That was in Twin Lakes.
Hmm.
That's because that's I remember because Tati was just born.
Hmm.
So I was looking at the picture and um when I looked at the picture,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, like it's like I could remember that picture, and then I got sad. I got,
It
I
triggered
remember,
something.
I remember that in that house, that's when everything started with
Hmm.
Tony.
Hmm.
So that's what made me start the Trauma Tuesdays. You already know, I'm very vocal. I'm very outspoken and stuff. So when I spoke the story of when I first seen trauma, I spoke a story about when I first seen trauma, and that's when I was about, how old was I, mommy?
I want to say you're probably around, could have been 5, it could have been 4. I don't really remember.
Okay, so I was around 504, and what I remembered was that my mom is here to correct the story because I'm telling what I remembered. What I remember was um, being over there at my father and his baby mother's house,
Hmm.
and then my mom coming, and then remember seeing my dad hold two women up on the on the on the wall, and then I remember going outside. I remember crying and screaming out of a truck, like in a truck, and then I remember my mom fighting and my mom kicking in a window.
Hmm.
Now, when I told the story, I was like, my mom, she was dealing with my father. He was a piece of shit. Clearly, he went to go he was fucking with another girl. So she goes over there and, they're about to start havoc. Everyone's fighting. So my mom, when I told her to watch it, she was more so in a sense like, you're telling a story from your perspective that you think that happened, but that didn't how it went down, right, mommy?
Correct.
So my mom wants to explain what happened that day, that the day that I remember when like I remember violence as trauma when that first started. So you can go ahead, mama.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. So the only reason that I really wanted to come on was because when I'm proud of her that she's doing this, and hopefully this helps other people. I think it's important to start a healing process. Um, but when I first listened to it, the not long after I started to listen to it, I got upset, and you know, and I got upset because she was telling my story incorrectly. Now, true that I got pregnant at a very young age, 15. I had her at 16, and then I had my second daughter at got pregnant at 17, had her by 18. So I had both of them by the age of 18. What she didn't give me credit on was at that age, being 18 going on 19, I left her dad with 2 children because he got some other woman pregnant. So I never went, my intention to go over there was just to go pick up my children because I was coming from a Super Bowl party, because I felt like I was proud of myself that at such a young age I was able to have the courage to leave a man who was cheating and running game at such a young age, even though it hurt me. But I was able to have the courage to leave. Now, when I went over there, the reason why I went over there, I went to go pick up the girls. Well, the problem was that her dad had been trying for quite some time to, uh, have sex with me. And so I wound up recording him. So when I went over there, his girlfriend starts to tell me that I'm trying to get back with him, and that I'm trying to reach out to him, and I'm like, no, that's not true. So her dad started to lie to her. So now she's coming at me, trying to instigate with me. So when I go to pull out receipts because I had him recorded, that's when he lost it, and that's when he choked both of us. When I left out of there, he kicked us all out. When I went outside, he sent his girlfriend outside to fight me. So when he sent his girlfriend outside to fight me, unfortunately, that's not how it went. I beat her ass, and then by this time, you know, it's chaotic because I didn't even know where all this came from, and so yes, I'm angry and I go bust a window. Now I didn't know, even to this day. I just found out the other day when I saw it that was the window of the little baby, and I see his room,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is sad. Which
Yeah.
is sad. It just goes to show you, like, when you do things out of anger, not that I purposely went over there to start anything, but I had to defend myself. And I was put in a situation that, I had no other choice. And that happens when you deal when you're young and immature. You do a lot of dumb things. You deal mostly with your emotions. You don't really, you don't think with logic. And that's the unfortunate part. But that was it. I just wanted to clear that part up, and that's it. And
Mommy. So, can you, before you go, because I said, so I was 5, so that's a generational um, trauma. At what age did you first see trauma, though? In your age, like when you were young?
so I experienced um, a lot of mental abuse, physical abuse. Um, let's see. The first time that I remember, also, I was very young, and we were in Chicago. This is probably before I turned 5, because we came to DC when I was 5. So if it was in Chicago, I must have been probably 4. And I remember running up a stairs in Chicago, and my dad is yelling and screaming, and um, my older sister has us, and we're like going behind the refrigerator because he's trying to hit my mom, and she's screaming and scared, and we're like, everybody's just scared, and my sister's just like, be quiet, she's just trying to hold us, and everybody's just like terrified. And it's just really sad, because it's like, when you sleep, you subconsciously, you wind up growing up, unless you're not able to see it, and you do the same thing
Do
with
the
your
exact
children.
same thing. Do
It's
that.
like, yeah, until somebody learns how to break that cycle. It's a vicious cycle if you grow up in toxic. Like, I was telling Shalane that, how because even with my ex, he came from dysfunction, I came from dysfunction. How can two people that come from dysfunction find a way to function if all you know how to do is if all you know is coming from dysfunction? It's a very hard thing
You
to
just
do.
you just know abuse. Like,
Yeah.
you just know abuse. So she had seen trauma, right? So my mom seen trauma. Mind y'all, she had me when she was 16. She had my other sister at 18. She had 2 kids before the age of 18. She's dealing with trauma. They didn't talk about therapy when you were that age, right?
No.
Didn't you? Oh, hold on, mommy. You got married at 16.
Yeah, I had to get married, because
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I had to get married. So I remember he was
I mean,
18, I was 16, and even when I look at the pictures, it's sad, because I still remember inside I was like laughing, like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I'm getting married. I'm 16. I'm like, I'm pregnant. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And I remember looking at that picture, and for that moment, it took me back to that mindset. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? And I have this smirk in my face, because in my own head, I was talking to
it's like,
myself,
what the
like,
fuck? I'm getting
what
married.
the
I'm
hell
16 years
am I
old.
doing getting married?
But you had to get married,
I
though.
had to get married. I went to school in North Carolina.
Shut up, man.
I was embarrassed I went to North Carolina to go with him. He was in the Army. I went with him, and I'm going to school there. I remember having to catch the bus, and now I have kids already, so I'm going to school, and I was embarrassed to tell people that I was married. And when I would get off the bus, I didn't even want people to know that I was married because I'm still in high school. Like it was crazy. And you go away to go be with a man you don't even know, really, to be honest with you. At that moment, it's like you have to go be married, and neither one of y'all, at that age, your two children, like your sex drive is kicking, at that age.
Hell
And
yeah.
who the hell knows about respecting marriage? And most men, if they haven't had direction from a father and a mother, that they have that same foundation,
And
it's
it's not,
extremely hard.
and you couldn't, and the crazy part about that, hold on, honey, you couldn't even do a healthy relationship or marriage because Abuelito and Abuelita wasn't a healthy relationship or marriage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all come from
Yeah, what's up?
we all come from dysfunction, and everybody's kind of like has trauma in their life, and everybody's dealing with their own dysfunction and what they can't talk about, because a lot of things you're not supposed to talk about. In Black families, it's a hush hush. You do not talk about what the hell is going on in the household.
So, mommy, so we were talking about relationships, like my mother and daughter relationship, and I told them, like, for a while it was real, like, internal and physical, not physical beef, but beef between me and my mom, because I carried a lot of, like, anger on my shoulder. But who is unpacking this shit? That's what needs to happen. Exactly, Kim. But me and her are able to now be at this level where it's like, we're trying to understand each other more and do stuff. But that comes from her relationship with her mother. Like, all this trickles down. Mommy, do you know if Abuelita had a relationship with her mother?
So you got to remember, both my mom and dad lost their parents at a very young age, before they were teenagers. My
Oh,
dad my dad was like 7, and
damn.
he was like 7. He went to the grocery store with his mom to the market. He comes outside. She's now covered with a cloth. She's been ran over, and he witnessed that trauma at 7 years old. And his mom died.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would
And
leave
then
her.
you have my mom. Her mother died of cancer at a very young age. I think in her 30s, I believe. So, and then dad died not too long after. So none of them had, they've been living with family. My father, I mean, a couple of years ago, when I started this journey of healing, I wanted to understand what what was going on in their lives, and I went and talked to both of them about what they remembered in their past, to help me to try to understand what it is, how I could see things differently. Because you got to understand, if a lot of things are not taught to our parents, it's not their fault that
Yeah.
that they can't teach us that. So it's just important to kind of see if you can dig and speak to your parents about what they've gone through in their life, to help you to try to understand where you can break that cycle and start something different, and
It's
even try
hard.
to recognize it. I know.
Tell it, because, mommy, like, be honest. Like, when you really have to dig deep, or really have to, like, go down that childhood path, that shit hurts, bro.
Yeah, it
Like,
hurts.
it's a it's a it's a scary, it's like a scary forest of dark memories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you have to really open stuff up, like, when I was reliving that trauma, or that scenario, mom, remember, and we was living in Marylanders, and you and Tony was fighting, and remember we ran into our room and he kicked the door,
Yeah.
and left that big ass thing in there, and me and Gabby used to go under it.
Yeah. It's
Like,
really sad. Everybody used to be. It's sad because I never, until my nephew told me, You know, Thea, do you know how 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 Gabby was like and Shalane were like scared, like out of their mind? I still remember their faces, and I'm like, wow, that, you know, and it hurt my heart. It brought tears to my eyes, and I start to think like, I'm not even thinking about what y'all are going through, because at that moment I'm trying to figure out how in the hell, because I can't take it no more and I'm about to blow, because Tony just doesn't stop and he's forcing me to be in that damn room and I have to stay in there, and I'm about to blow because I have this attitude problem that I can't take this shit no more.
Yeah.
And then it's so much toxic. It's crazy. And it's like at the same time he wants me to push that button so he could blow because he's so angry. I mean,
It's like both of
it's
y'all were
crazy.
angry, bro.
Yeah.
It was an angry environment, and that's what I see in me. Like I get angry like that. Like I get so annoyed so fast, and it's just like I don't have time for it. Like, oh, I just want to hurry up and go. But it's just like when you see that shit for real, you're just like, wow. It became like, it's nothing. Like that's what I'm saying. Out of all, with me and my sisters, that we all go through, like I want that thing to come in here. Hold on. I want Mommy Kim said the parental figures were gone. How dope is your mom for starting this journey to
Oh,
try to
thank
help
you.
herself to be better and grow?
Thank
Yes.
you.
Props to your mom for being so vulnerable tonight. Dope live. Thank you. No, that's what I was telling her. Listen, I told my mom,
Thank you.
listen, she's been having kids since she was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if you're gonna, she's not even 50 yet. So I've told her, I'm like, yo, you're about to be 50. Like, you need to now just be happy.
Yeah.
Like, really let go of
Live.
all that pain. Let go of all that shit, because it's stopping you from growing. It's stopping you from choosing the right path. It's stopping you from just like going. Like for real, like just going to that place that you be like, man, I'm good now. Like I'm chilling, I'm happy, like genuinely happy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm definitely on that journey. And I mean, I can definitely say that I'm happier from where I was. And
Yeah.
to finally be completely, to let go of Tony like that is for me like a woo, because I thought that I would never be able to let go of having those feelings for him. And
Yeah.
even though I think that I always love him, there's a difference. Like when you really love someone and you can let them go and be happy for that individual,
You
and
can love them from afar.
you
You
can love
can
them
love
from
them from
afar,
afar.
but to love yourself more is more important. Like if you can love yourself more and to release that, you know, so that's where I'm at now. Now I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to live. And now I look at I look at you, and I look at your minor situations, and I look, you know, and I look at situations. I'm just like, okay, how can I help you not
Now that you know, like
yeah,
now
now
that
that
you
I
know,
know, because I was also toxic in my relationship. I was
facts.
also a type of woman that I didn't build my man. I
Yep.
didn't build him. I was wrong for that. And I didn't understand that until I got out of it. Because
Yep.
remember, you can't really see it when you're in, but when you're out looking in, you can look at the picture. And
Yep.
when I got away from him and I took that time to really heal and cry and hurt and scream and yell, I remember this one woman gave me the best advice that helped me out. She said, go take a picture of Tony. Go somewhere where you can be able to yell and scream. Take that picture and you look at that picture and you talk to him as if you're talking to him, and you release all that stuff. Cry if you have to cry. And that was like the best advice that she had given me. And I remember that was my start to my journey of letting him, getting him out of my system. So
Let me tell you
I
something.
understand, you know, everybody.
Toxic love to me is one of the strongest love holds,
Absolutely.
because it collides with everything you've ever felt in your life. Then
Yep.
a person that loves on you, fucks on you good, is your friend and stuff, man, that shit is dangerous, man. That
Yep.
shit is dangerous. And when you're so intertwined and you're in there, until someone can see like, oh shit, I'm fucking shit up right now, like you'll never really know until like right now as you're getting older. But how long it took? Because y'all was together for how long, man? 10 years?
17 years.
How many years?
17.
Oh, chicka chicka bang bang. Why did I feel like it was only 10?
No.
17
Because
years?
we were married 10 years. It's true. We were married
Okay, you
10
were
years.
married 10 years. Okay,
Yeah,
you were married
and
10 years.
imagine even to be together for 7 years. It's funny because I knew all along that Tony was not the man for me. When we were already 1 year, I knew it. But you know, this is where I have to go through this. Where I'm going through at a young age. I'm like, okay, this is now like.
Okay, so how old were you right there? How old were you right there?
So when I got pregnant with Tati, when I met Tony, I was 27. So I was at a different mindset. But
You were, yeah, you were always like you
I
always
had
had your
my
head
own.
on right.
I had my own place. I had everything was doing. I was,
No, hold on, mommy, wait, stay right there. No, Kim, we're talking about my stepfather. So at 17, she was with my stepfather for 17 years. So she got with him when she was 27 years old. Sorry, but Ma, I had to clarify.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. And I don't even know where I lost my point of where my train of
Okay,
thought.
but you said you were 27-year-old.
Oh,
Like
so I met him.
you just had Tati.
Yeah, and remember I met Tony. See, this is where I was at a stage in my life where I had my own. I was at this mentality where I'm like, I can do what I want. I don't really need a man in my life unless I need them for sexual reasons.
Yeah.
Which that's a very dangerous road to be at. Remember, I had already been hurt at such a very young age.
Yeah.
And now I had become this. I was making good money. I had a good job. I was taking care of my children. I felt like I felt like God was blessing me, but that's where sometimes it could be borderline. And so I let sex take me. And so when I met him, I was attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the reason why, we linked up. And I didn't even know really anything about him. Had I really known who he was, I would have known he had anger issues.
The red flags. You would have seen
Yeah,
the red flags like,
I would have
oh
seen a lot
shit,
of things.
you're
And
fucking crazy.
but then I started to see them when the crazy part is I started to see them when I was pregnant. But at this point, I was in it, and I didn't know how to turn back. I didn't want to be like, oh, another woman. Here I am again.
Mm-hmm.
This marriage didn't. I mean, I'm not with him anymore, and I have a baby. It was just a lot of pressures, and
you wanted a father figure for
right,
us.
right. And he was, and one thing about him is he always wanted children. Like, even though he had anger issues, there was still a lot of good to him. Like
That's facts, bro.
I don't ever want to take that from him because it's not fair.
He was like a cool.
He still had a good heart.
To have in my life.
Intentions were good. His intentions were good. It's sad because neither family gave us the tools to. They knew that we both really loved one another, and we didn't know how to make things right. But neither one of our families helped us to get it right because they were all fucked up themselves. Like, it's crazy. Like, how can you help when you're also in misery loves company? And that's really true.
That's facts, bro.
Anyway, well, by all means, everybody, like, if anybody that's even taken the journey to start healing, I'm very proud of you. I think it's important to do it even at this young age. At any age, it's important to start and not be afraid and take accountability, because once you take accountability, and it's going to be hurt, and sometimes it can be embarrassing. Sometimes it's something that you don't want to accept. But as soon as you take accountability and speak on it and speak on it, I take accountability for whatever it is. There's something that it's a releasement that it allows you to now start the process to be able to go on this journey and live. And you'll probably go back and make same mistakes, but it'll become easier with time if you continue on that path and not be selfish and try to blame fingers. Like, always know that everybody has a role. Like, you can't just blame that other person. And sometimes we don't want to see our own mistakes, but we all make them. And nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
And if someone's trying, work.
Yeah. Accountability, that's right. Tell them, stay.
Yeah.
Mello said, word of the year, accountability. That's literally the word of the year. Like, I'm not about to get mad at my mom, my dad, nothing. It's like, man, if I want to change myself, you see, y'all heard what my mom said? She said that she did not build her man. That's one of my biggest things. Like, I really had no respect for men. Like, I didn't. The man that was there, he was cool, but he was a piece of shit too. And then my father, he was a piece of shit too. So it was
Right.
like, no man was around that I was like, oh yeah, like respect men. I did it. I did it.
But and and the sad part, and to say and to go back to that, imagine if I would have been a different woman that would have been able to see that Tony was working and the little bit of money, whatever amount of money, little bit of, he was trying to make an effort, be appreciative when someone's trying to make an effort and help. We got to help build our men, and men, you have to help build your woman by giving them that attention and that affection and that love
Yeah.
and respect on both sides is without a doubt the most important thing. Respect.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, accountability, here it is to 2022. Wishing all of y'all nothing but continued success on
Thanks,
this road
mommy,
of
for
healing.
joining.
I love you.
Love you too, ma.
All right, babes.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, how do I exit her, y'all? Um, accountability, y'all. Shout out to Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? Come here, telling her story. That should be real, bruh. That should be real. Like, she was married. I told y'all she was married by 16. Like, what the fuck? Imagine you getting married at 16. Yeah, that was yes, that was my mother. This was better than asking Jesus for help. Those before us can show us path regardless of that. Oh yeah, that's big facts. That's big facts. Like I said, imagine, like, I grew up with my mom for real. Like, I grew up with her. You know what I'm saying? And she sees me. She sees her and me, and it's like, yo, she be telling me, she's like, just relax yourself. Like, don't talk like that. Like, show love. And then just be like, girl, but you're right. You're right, though. You're right. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Yeah. So, um, that shit is raw. So I don't know if anybody wants to come up tonight. I did want to share this thing that I found because it was kind of crazy. Okay, so if anybody wants to come on, come on. So I was researching childhood trauma, right, and PTSD. And PTSD is the post-traumatic stress disorder, because some people don't know that's the whole thing. But it says between 3% and 15% of girls develop PTSD following a traumatic event, and 1% to 6% boys get it. I feel like that's might be wrong. I don't know. Only because I feel like a lot of men have trauma, and they don't know that they have trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know. I saw this other thing, but either way, yeah, that was cool, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that was cool. I really didn't have like no backups for today about like what we want to talk about, but like I said, this is for people to share their trauma. I can tell y'all what I've been going on with. Oh, T, I wanted you to join. Remember, I wanted you to join. I wanted y'all to hear T's story with her mom. I felt like a lot of us have like mommy issues and daddy issues, but I feel like, Tierra, can you join me, honey? Because I really wanted to talk to you last time. See if I can get you. Let's see if I can get you, girl. Um,
Oh my gosh, I was
Habu.
not ready to get on here. I just hopped on it to hopefully see you and your mom.
She literally just got off.
How'd it go?
It went
Oh,
good.
we can talk about it later.
Yeah, it went good. Yeah, we can talk about it later. But um, Tierra is my
Sorry, y'all. That was
family.
terrible.
She's my family. She's my sister. She's my sister. But Tierra always would make me laugh.
Terrible. I was not ready to get on here, y'all. Sorry.
It's
Excuse me
okay.
about
She's
it.
the cutest. All right, T. All right, introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name's Tierra. Wait, what we supposed to be talking about, Shay Shay? Because I need to make sure I stay on topic.
So, well, we talking about childhood trauma. So
Okay,
that's,
so
oh, that's
well, I'll
always
tell y'all a little
open.
bit about myself. So, so recently, okay, so I'm pregnant. I'm almost 9 months pregnant, and I recently realized that I have some childhood trauma that I haven't addressed. A few weeks ago, my little sister's mom, who I stayed with for maybe about a year or two, off and on, because I went through a stage of homelessness. And she had this tote full of my high school um stuff I
Picture.
had from high school. Yeah, like it was like the yearbook. It was just a few things that I had. So she gave it to me, and as I was going through it, I was like saddened. So one was an album that my mother had created, and it was like filled with a bunch of different memories from my childhood, like cards I made, my report card, my progress report. I'm gonna go downstairs if you bring a person in here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna still go downstairs. And as I was going through it, I was crying. Um, I had came across a card that I maybe wrote my mom when I was like in second grade, and all of the cards, y'all, I'm like, I love you, mom. You're so beautiful. Basically trying to I realized that I was talking to her the way I wish she would talk to me. Yeah, like a bunch of the cards, like, I love you. You're so beautiful. You're so pretty. And my mom was not nice to me. My mother has 4 kids. I'm the oldest of 4. Her and my dad were never in, well, I don't even know if they were in a relationship. My mother doesn't talk about it. My mother got pregnant when she was 15, had me, she was 16. So she was like really, really strict on me. Like extremely strict on me. I've had 2 boyfriends my entire life. I actually dated Shane's brother for
Yeah.
about 6 years. I lived with him and his family because my mom, she would say she didn't kick me out. She basically left the place. She forced me to go to this school in Virginia that I had applied to because of, was it because of her? I can't remember. But anywho, I applied to St. John's and I applied to this all-girls school in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was in Roanoke, Virginia.
Yep.
And
You
I had
try to
decided,
get away.
I decided that I was going to go to St. John's after visiting it. I told the other school I declined their offer. I'm going to go to St. John's. I had put in all my paperwork, y'all. I was headed to St. John's. Come to find out, the school came back and was like, "Oh, we have more. We got more financial aid." My mom was like, "Well, you're going to go here," and I was like, I can't even explain to you. I went through a season of depression, like an all-girls school in growing up. Like, who wants to spend their first college that way? That was not what I had.
It was an all-girl school?
Yes, girl, it was all-girls school in Roanoke, Virginia. It was called Highlands University, and it was weird. It was weird. It was a weird ass school. So she forced me to go there. I had decided, from the very beginning that I was not staying at that school. And when I came back home, she had moved to Germantown. She didn't tell me where she lived. So I ended up having to stay with Shalane's brother Lynn. Like, that's when Gina had took. Well, did Gina take me at that point? No. Yes,
Hold
Gina
on, wait
took
a
me in.
minute. Time out. You went to college from your mom's
Yeah.
house.
Mm-hmm.
And when you came back, she was not there?
She didn't live there anymore. No.
So where did she go?
She moved out Germantown, but she wouldn't tell me where. Like, she wouldn't tell me or my sister where she lived. So I ended up staying with Gina for a little bit. So Gina,
Whoa.
so Gina had took me in, living with her and my boyfriend's family, and Gina had got married, and Curry was acting a little bit funny towards me. So I was like, I gotta go. I gotta find somewhere to go. Like, he was throwing shade. Like, I really didn't have nowhere to go, y'all. So he was throwing, her new husband was throwing a little bit of shade. So I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. I ended up staying with my little sister's mom for a little bit. I was basically living out my bag, y'all. I was a little Nike duffel bag that I just had clothes in because I didn't know where I was gonna stay the night at.
Hey, what the fuck? I did not know that, bro.
Girl, yes. So my grandmother ended up getting an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment off of South Capitol Street. Me and my sister ended up staying with her, And then I can't really fully remember how I stopped looking for her, but she ended up going into a homeless shelter, and me and my sister didn't have anywhere to go. So Gina took me back in, and this time I probably stayed with her for about 3 years.
Wow.
So what else?
Wait,
I
no,
spent
hold
so
on,
much
T. Time.
time.
At what point did you end up talking to your mother?
I didn't talk to my mom. You didn't come to the 21st birthday party that Gina threw for me, but my mother didn't show up to that either. I mean, the entire time I was talking to my mom off and on, like, she would, like, ask me for money, like, to borrow money, and I would give it to her because, that's my mom at the end of the day. And I know that she struggled because I struggled. Like, in high school, y'all, I had 2 pairs of uniform pants. And, like, I mean, we go to school 5 days a week, so I'm washing my clothes in the tub, like, by hand because we don't have a washer and dryer in the apartment, and my mother has money to, wash our clothes. So I'm washing my clothes in the tub in high school, and then Len ended up working, so he ended up buying a uniform for 12th grade. But
That's my brother, y'all. That's my baby brother.
yeah, he like really looked out during that time. Well, yeah, the time I dated him.
Oh, okay. So
What else? It's a lie, y'all. I done been through some stuff.
but this is what I'm asking you. Okay, now after all of that, where are you and your mother at right now in your life?
Okay, so I started dating someone new, and when I had introduced my mom, so like me and my mom were like, we never lost touch. I would tell her like we need to go to therapy, me and Tay, because if y'all know my little sister, y'all know she's all like, wow. So my was like, oh, see, she got issues of her own, but I had told my mom like, the 3 of us should get together for the therapy. Mind you, y'all, my mother's a therapist, by the way. So
Yeah, her mom's a therapist. This was the crazy story because her mom is a therapist, bro.
but she won't go to therapy. And I mean, I understand she got probably a lot of shame, a lot of guilt that she doesn't want to face, and she will when she get out her own time. But I've let that go. But what you ask me?
It
My
really
mom.
is thinking beautiful right now.
Um,
They saying you're so strong in these comments, and it's real because it's like, wow, T.
but I
Just
don't want to be strong. Like
I know you don't want to be
that.
strong, but it's okay. It's like this, like I feel like so bad. Like I know I have mommy issues, but like that's a different type of like she's just
Oh,
straight
yeah.
carrying you.
No, like straight carrying me. Like wait, you had asked me something about like where was our relationship? Oh, okay,
No,
like
where's your relationship now?
now it's better. I think it's it's still not where I want to be. That's why I'm like so emotional about having a daughter, because I really desire to have a mother and daughter relationship. I didn't have like like yeah. You had asked me something, Ocean, about like I don't know if any of you know, but my dad was murdered in 2014, and I had I don't know if y'all have like if any of you know, but my father was selling drugs and he was a Metro bus driver. So basically, Metro bus driver by day, he was selling drugs at
By
night.
night, by
Yeah,
night. Car clearing and shit.
so on the news, that's how I found out because Lynn had called me while I was at work. He was like, like um, no, I didn't find out about Lynn. My uncle had told me that my dad had got killed, and like from that moment, it was just like a movie. And then Lynn ended up picking me up from my job. We go to my dad's house. We standing outside of his house. FBI, DEA, all around his house. And my mom ended up calling me. So she was like, I had seen the news. Are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay. And this is what she said. She was like, well, people who are in that lifestyle, I said, oh, they deserve to get murdered. Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't really know what you're saying. So I had hung up.
Hold on, Tierra. Tierra, like you is fucking me up right now, bro. Your father just got murdered, and the first thing she said
Yeah,
is,
that's what she
basically she
said.
said like, yeah, well, when you try, you know, this is what happens.
That's what happens, right? But my father was such a good person, like he was.
She is cold-hearted.
She is really cold-hearted. So, well, she was, because she's working on it. I'm not gonna say that she still is, but yeah, she said that. So I hadn't talked to her for a few days, and then his funeral was coming up. So I called her and I'm like, Ma, can you attend the funeral with me? And she was like, no. And I was like thrown off. Like, I didn't pick my dad, you picked him. So the least you can do is attend the funeral with me as my mother. So it's like, I'm married now, and I got this thing. When my mother get on my nerves, I just hang up. Like, all right, I don't even say bye. I don't even say
I'm done. Yeah, just okay, bye.
No, I don't even say okay, bye. I just hang up. So I had hung up on her and ended up, at the funeral. Luckily, my mother's mom had showed up, and my mother's sister had came to support me. But yeah, she even showed for then. So like I was saying, you had asked me where our relationship is now. But when I had started dating Blake with now, I had introduced her to him, and she threw him shade, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm done trying with you. Like, I don't got time for this.
Yeah.
Like, you been respectful to him, and he
you
don't
have to.
deserve.
You can move. You can be away from family. Like, that's okay to
Yes,
separate from certain toxic shit. Because it's like it's no point. It's okay.
because I feel like I'm trying to have a relationship with someone who like, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask
Right.
for you to be my mother. Like, I didn't. If you feel a way about having a kid
I'm coming, baby.
or you could have had like, there was so many other options versus bringing me or treating the way that you've treated me. But yeah, so after I introduced her to Blake and she threw him shade, I was like, I'm done talking. Like, I don't got nothing else to say. So we hadn't talked in a year. That was 2016. So we didn't talk 2017. All I know is, y'all, I ain't talked to her for a year. And when I found out I was pregnant with Bryson, I was like, all right, I'm gonna reach out to her, let her know that I'm pregnant.
Because that's your mom. Like, you love your mother. I can tell.
No matter what they do, you just love. They could be treat you like trash. You just
love your mom, and that's not a bad. Like, everybody. And that's what I'm saying. What we're learning is like, you're supposed to love on your mom, and your mom is supposed to love on you.
Let them know we're not supposed to love on our mom. That's not our job. Is not to fulfill any void that they have. And like, sometimes women have kids as like an emotional support.
Facts. Codependency, co-parent dependency. That's what that's called.
So they
co-parent dependency.
They want you to fill them with love when it should be the complete opposite. They should be filling you up with love.
They put all their like hurt, whatever they're going through, on you. Like, look what I'm going through. Like,
for their
like, do you understand? I need you to feel me what I'm going through right now. Like, you get it? And it's like, no, nigga, I'm 5. Why should I be getting what you going through? Like, you shouldn't even be telling me.
Right, you shouldn't even be. Well, my mother really didn't share anything. Like, I really don't know much about my past. Like, I've heard stories from my uncle, my grandmother, but she just didn't show me love that I wanted. So I was showing her that love. So
yeah,
like, I got so many stories I can't even think. I'm trying to tell y'all a lot at once, but
because it's just so many. Like, okay, so you. Well, now because you're in therapy now. You're in therapy now.
So I was gonna bring it how I got to this point. So I had Bryson, and then her and I had met at Wegmans, and I was like, we need to talk. I can't keep protecting her feelings. Like,
when you're hurting. When you're hurting, though.
Yeah, my mother was mean, y'all.
It's a stampede.
So I had I had met her at Wegmans, and we had talked. And I was really looking for her to apologize for the things she's done. And she was like, I did the best that I could. And I was like off by that, because just because you feel that was the best you could, that was not the best that I did. Like, I remember, like, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this one story. So I had this best friend in middle school, and I went to Oxford Middle, and she basically had told me that her mom was going to pick me up at home. that didn't end up happening. We ended up at this dude house who ended up becoming her baby father. Or was she pregnant at the time? I think she was pregnant because she was 15 or 16.
Oof.
Okay. Yeah, she
It's
was
so
pregnant. My
it's
best
so
friend was 15.
toxic and ratchet, bruh.
15 and pregnant. So we were at uh
Hi,
her baby
everybody.
father's house. And my mom, and I was so afraid to tell my mom, like, yeah, I don't have a ride home, because I knew she wasn't going to let me see my friend again, because she already felt the way about her being a teen mom, and she was a teen mom. She didn't want me to become a teen mom. So if y'all know me, y'all know I'm not like that. So I don't know how what ended up happening. She ended up pulling up to my friend's house, hopped out the car, and we ended up fighting. So she was fighting. I wasn't fighting her. She ends up fighting in the middle of the street.
Hold
I was
on, time out, T, time out, because you break it up, and I just want to make sure I got these facts right. So just in case I'm getting this right? Your mom pulled up to fight you, like y'all fighting,
no, she
like
pulled up. No, she pulls up. She gets out of the car and she grabs me by my hair, like trying to drag me into the car. Yes.
yo.
So all because I was afraid to tell her the truth. And so, like, if y'all know my mom, y'all know she was like really, really strict. She was like, no boys. I mean, her and my stepfather, but I call him my dad. They were really strict when it came to boys. So I felt that they didn't even take the time to get to know their child, that they were. I don't tell nobody, Uncle E. I don't tell. I try to, keep my mother's image, try to uphold her image. She, I keep losing train of thought. I got some stories that's going
It's
on my
because
head.
you're pregnant with your pregnant. Listen, okay. Either way, she pulled up and
Yeah,
pulled your hair.
for me in front of y'all, it was at least 7 people outside. Like my mother's like swinging on me, dragging me in the street. Um, and
Jesus Christ.
And at this time, she was working for like a foster care, a nonprofit foster care system. So I was like in the car. I just remember like, I'm gonna call CPS on you, and she was calling them. You gonna be like those kids at my job, and I already knew those kids at their job. I knew how that was. So I was like, yeah, do I really want to call CPS on her? Like, no, I'm not gonna call CPS on her. I don't want to be in the system. So like she didn't that reverse psychology on me. Um, and then it was another time. Oh, okay. Yeah, like she was just
Okay,
mean.
so hold on. So, but she did that because you were at your friend's house.
Because I didn't tell the truth. Like I didn't call her to keep her updated what was going on, but I
So
already
let
knew
me
if I
tell you.
told it was like a trick question. If I would have told her the truth, y'all would have got in trouble. She would have did the same thing that she did
So
regardless.
So let me tell you, right? So me and Tierra both come from strict backgrounds. Like we really not allowed to do nothing. Can't talk to boys on the phone or nothing. So when I was in high school, I had to be maybe in the 10th or 11th grade. I was at the library. If anybody went to Bowie High School, you know that right there, because they put the Bowie, the library right there, so you would just go right there. You could eat, chill, whatever. I had to get to the house, right? But one of my mans took me, right? But I had to lie and say that it was somebody else. Dog, I couldn't, they wouldn't come pick me up. I called them and they wouldn't come pick me up. They'd be like, come home. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, hey, can you take me home real quick? He's like, yeah, that's fine. You can take me home. Because it's like the only time I have free time is when I'm out the fucking house. Like,
Oh, the only time
I'm
I
at
have
the library, nigga, but I get to be with friends and shit. So
no,
I'm like,
no, I don't know if you remember this, Shalane. Like once Lynn had got his car, like y'all, I was acting like school was my like the time to go to the mall. I had
no, it was
so
like your getaway. It's like I'm
go
about to
get
go
away.
have
It was my
fun, bruh. So
my getaway.
listen, right? So I come in the house. I come upstairs. And I will never forget, my mom is sitting on the fucking in her room, sitting on the end of the bed, and Tony's laying like this, right? And they're like, how'd you get home? I'm like, my friend took me home. Dog, this nigga Tony jumps up off the bed, grabs me up and pushes me against the fucking door. And he like, why you lying? Some boy just bring you home? And I'm like, no, like, no. And then he's like, so who just brought you home? Mind you, the whole time, like this. Nigga, I'm like in the 10th or 11th grade, bro. Like, literally, we got to the point, like, it got so bad one time, like, I'm like 16 years old and I'm doing something. He like, man, get up. And this nigga pops me, bro. He pops me like I'm 5 years old. And I'm like, young, stop hitting me, my nigga. Like, stop hitting me. Like, for real, stop hitting me. Gabby was upstairs. She come downstairs, but she grabbed a knife. She like, I'm fucking tired of this shit. If you touch my sister again, I'm gonna kill you. No, and this is like real facts. Like, I'm gonna kill you. It was not a fucking game. And it's just like, y'all don't understand. Like, the our parents raising us, they don't know shit, bro. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, bro. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to treat us. We are experiments to them. They just like, man, we got these fucking kids, but all I know is I want to go fuck around or I want to go
You
do
just keep
something.
you in the house. That's how my mother. She was like, we just keep you in the house. And this entire time, she was so busy putting all of that energy and focus on me. And I guess at me told that, my little sister, she went. She, they were so focused on me that my little sister ended up going down that path that they didn't want me to go down.
Wow.
So yeah, my sister had like, even though it wasn't good attention, it still was attention that I was getting from.
Yeah.
So she was like jealous of that. But you had asked me where are we now. So after I had met up with her at Wegmans and we had a conversation and she didn't apologize, I had to accept that, I wasn't going to get an apology from her because she still had healing to do. She acts as though, just the things that happened to not only me but my sister didn't happen.
Or that you're just supposed to accept it and be like,
Well,
just leave that shit like it happened.
like it happened, like let it go type of thing. But I can't. So
So how long have you been in therapy so far?
So I actually started going to therapy when I experienced postpartum depression. And my therapist, whichever one of those therapists that I had told me that my mother's actually in here. Hey,
Oh
my
wow.
therapist had told me that I had already experienced depression. And I wasn't aware of it. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm sad, like I'm going through something. Like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, facts.
From 2014 until 2019, I was saying like I'm okay. Like my dad's funeral, I didn't cry. I was laughing. Like me and Jasmine were in the cracking jokes. Yes, that's that. I'm realizing how much like how sad I really was that I was pretending to everyone that I was okay.
That's that.
But I wasn't pretending. I was really feeling like, yeah, I'm okay. Like it happens. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. I'm okay. So I've been in therapy since
Wow.
2019,
Yeah.
but not consistently. I
That's
had,
when you started.
yeah, but you have to date your therapist because they can turn you off from therapy. The
I'm
first
telling
therapist
you.
took like a clinical approach and giving me like worksheets to do. Like, bro, I don't want to do no worksheets. I want to talk. I need somebody to. I need someone to hear me out.
Yeah.
But before that, I tried to go to a grief counselor when my dad passed away, and that's another story. But I was on my dad's insurance at Kaiser. Ended up going to a grief counselor through
Yeah.
Kaiser.
When you
And
convince yourself you're okay when you're not is a dangerous baby. Woo.
so the therapist that I saw had actually told me at the end of the time, he was like, I can't see because I'm seeing something in your family, which I knew was either my brother or my father's widow. So
Damn.
I was like, okay, I'm about to keep sharing my story with all these different people. I got a lot to like unbag. So
Yeah.
after that, I did try to see one more therapist, but she was expensive. I couldn't afford a $50 copay every single time, and I needed to go consistently, like maybe like once a week.
Once a
So
week.
so I stopped going. But now I go to therapy with the B Network, and it's been so helpful. Yeah, it's been so helpful. Like getting it off my chest and finally accepting and forgiving, my mom, even my dad, because I'm angry with my dad since he was murdered. So yeah, I just, therapy has been the only way. I try to, vent to my friends, not really looking for advice, but just to listen to what I have to say. But I've been through so much stuff. It's like they just looking at me like, tell you, I don't know how to, like they
Yeah.
end up feeling bad for me, and I don't want nobody to feel bad for me because you know, these are cards I was dealt with. I'm gonna play my best hand with it.
Acceptance is healing. Yes, healing is so good. T, I know you don't want me to say you so strong, but what word would you like me to say to you that I am so
I
like
say resilient.
happy?
I would
You are
resilient.
so resilient. You are so resilient.
Like I yeah, resilient. You know, you don't. A lot of us are strong, but we don't necessarily want to be strong. We want to be vulnerable. We want to,
Yeah.
you know, be able to, yeah, like vulnerable. So
Do you feel like therapy I just got I got smacked in that second, and it was like two different sentences came together, y'all.
oh, but
It's like two.
this is what I want to
Listen,
share because I know a lot of people are not open to therapy. You have to date your therapist. Like I was saying, y'all, the first therapist that I went to, she was taking a clinical approach. She had just got out of school. She was giving me flashcards to write down my emotions. Like, girl, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm not doing that. So I went to someone else.
you
Oh, and
needed
then at the
somebody
time,
that was like a friend. Like, talk to me,
talk to
talk
me,
to
but
me,
I
bro,
had health
or let me
insurance.
talk to you and
But
talk to me
I
how I fix it.
so I was left with the Medicaid because I had got Medicaid. The Medicaid providers, and they are trash. Like they are trash. They really specialize in people who are, you know, homeless or who have drug addiction. So in a waiting room with like people who are schizophrenic. I'm not schizophrenic, so it was just like it just wasn't for me. And then I
Yeah.
had came across my coworker had referred me to a practice called the B Network. It's all women, Black women, and they allowed me to like self-pay, but they went based on my income. So I'm working on call at Kaiser, so I wasn't really making that much money. And they, you know, they went based on my income, so I was able to finally get therapy. And my therapist, it was like talking to Elaine or like talking to one of my friends. So that like helped me because if I was going to go to therapy,
Y'all hear my kids crying?
this one,
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure it's not too loud.
no, they're
Go
not
ahead.
out. So yeah, I just had to find someone who worked for me. So before y'all sign up for
Tia,
therapy,
they wanna get the name. They
it's
before
called the
you
B Network.
finish your thing.
I'll write it down.
Put it in the comments so I can pin them. Um because it sounds it sounds good on you. Yeah, that's the twins, y'all. If that's what y'all hear, somebody is mad up there. Somebody
Guess
is
you got
mad.
identical twins on me.
Pin comment. Yep, I pinned it, baby. Don't you worry, because I'm. That's the one you sent me, right? That's the one you sent me in my
That's
DM.
the one. I don't think they're accepting clients right now, but that's how most practices are. They, you know, this the time, the season everyone wants to go to therapy. They turn to beef, so just keep checking their website because that's what I did. I was like, nah, I need to be with some Black women. I need someone who understands.
So when I started therapy, it was in 2018, and it was right before right when I got pregnant with the girls. I stopped going to therapy because it was like too much for me to be moving around. Then after I had the babies, I clearly needed therapy really, really bad. Like I didn't know. I was like, yeah, right.
So
I was like, I don't got no postpartum.
how,
Like
how did you know that you needed therapy? Like what like wrong with you? Like
so, I kept cause like I told y'all, I kept getting mad and stuff like that, and then I literally y'all gotta remember, I had the twins. I had Kayla, Carter, Aiden. Everybody was home. Everybody was home. And it was just like, oh, what the fuck? The girls were like, what, 6 months? 7 months? Something around that time. I would go to the car and I just want to cry, like real hard. And I'm like, you know me, I don't cry because it's like, what the fuck am I crying for? What's the crying going to do for me? You know, what's crying going to do for me?
but crying
I,
helps though. Crying helps you like let it out. Like
it
you
do.
don't
It do. But once I realized, like, I was trying to get the fuck away from minor. I was trying to get the fuck away from
that's
kids. I was like, I'll fuck all this shit up right now. Like, I will fuck all this shit up because I'm like, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't have postpartum. I don't have postpartum because I'm too strong to have postpartum. Literally, Yeah, it's just so much shit going on upstairs. But seriously, no. But I did not want to. So then mine was like, all right, come on, I'm gonna take you out. That's when he takes me to Puerto Rico, and we go to that nice place, and it was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
this was
it was
when I come back.
beautiful.
You sad that you had to come back.
Oh y'all, I wanted to stay. I was like our flight had got canceled because of something. I was like, man, this is a sign. Like I should just stay out here. And he's like, yeah, you wilding right now, bitch. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Like we're going back home, and I'm just like, why? Why you want to go back home? Soon as I got in the house, I was like, my mom was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, nothing. Mine are like, yeah, you gotta be fucking playing with me. Like we just, and I'm just like, yeah, something's wrong with me. Like something's wrong with me.
If
And
I had
bruh,
feelings, but not towards Bryson though. Like, yeah, like Blake and I live together, and um, with his son. So I really hated my job at the time. I didn't realize that I went through postpartum until Blake brought it to my attention. He was like, "You hate going to work. Like you hate your job. Why are you signing up for all these shifts?" He's like, "What are you not happy?" I didn't want to be around no one except Bryson. I just wanted Bryson. I didn't want to be around. And
yeah,
I
you just want to be right there. Yeah, you're a kid. Mm-hmm.
it, but I only wanted to be around him. He was the only thing that like gave me, like peace or like a peace of mind. Even though
Yeah.
he was crying and I was breastfeeding, that was a lot in itself. But I really didn't want to be around except him. So
Yeah.
when he was like, "You signing up?" Y'all, when I tell y'all I hated working guys, like I hated working there. Like, yeah, you're right. Like I signed up for all these shifts. Like that's crazy. So I realized I'm going through some postpartum and I have therapy.
So I'm happy that you started therapy. I think that I thought you was always cool anyway, amazing. Always kept it real. You know, me and you was always able to talk with no problem. But I did not know how deep it was with your mom though. So I'm gonna just say you're very resilient. Just that you still kept that love. Like you still didn't. You
Because
didn't turn it
today,
completely cold. You didn't turn it to completely like I'm good. Like you could just keep it moving. But you still had room in your heart to be like, Ma, like come on, bruh. Like come on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's me. I'm your daughter. You're my mommy. Like I fuck
yeah,
with
that's how I feel too. So it's like, I don't know. I feel that she wants a better relationship. She just doesn't know how.
yeah.
And I get annoyed easily. So I'm just like, I don't, all right, this not it.
Yeah,
Because
like I don't
at
feel
the
like it
day,
no more. It's
like
okay,
I
it's
don't feel like
over.
I'm in the work. Because if I feel like I'm putting in 100% of the work and you're not putting, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to fight for a relationship that you don't.
That you don't want. That you don't
Yeah.
want. Right. Facts. That's facts.
So
Facts.
no, I'm really forgiving. Like I'm the type of person that's gonna give a person a second chance. I was the type of person to give them a third chance, but you get
Somebody
one.
somebody
Now,
said somebody said what's your mama's sign?
my mom's a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
I didn't know she was a Virgo too.
My mom, birthday is 12 days before mine.
Yikes.
I don't
But
know Virgos. We don't.
nah, I fuck with Virgos. Honestly, y'all, I feel like y'all can dish it out and y'all can take it. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not
Right
gonna yeah,
boundaries.
like y'all can take it and y'all can dish it out. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, all right, it's cool, my bad. My bad, bro. Like I fuck with Virgos.
But
But
I like that though. So that's that's what I'm learning. Like, all right, just because you're a Virgo don't mean you cool.
we all not the same bees. We all not the same bees. Um, but T, thank you for sharing your story.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. She should have told me before that she wanted me to hop on because I would have had the stories lined up for y'all. Because
See, that's
that's,
how my mom went.
that's
Listen,
but childhood trauma is not just from my mom though. It's from my dad too. I feel like he abandoned me. Like I feel like he left me. Even when he got murdered, I was still upset with him because I felt like he left me. Like he left me. I need to stop saying he left me because I be thinking about the Carisha, he left you for dead. Ho. Like I keep saying that in my head, but basically
Preacher, please.
that's, that's how I feel. So like my childhood trauma is not just from my mom, it's from my dad too. I
For
feel like
both.
he abandoned me while I was struggling with my mother, and once, once he got murdered, I'm like, bruh, like I'll tell y'all a little bit about that. I know you and Uncle E, but I'm keeping it a stack. So when my dad was murdered, they basically went into his house and wanted to get access to his safe. My father had $160,000 in his safe. So when my father was murdered, he was married to my little brother's mom. So I got three siblings. I mean, I'm sorry, I have a little brother and I have a little sister.
You break it. Move closer to your. Yeah, you breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Okay, so I have two
Yeah.
siblings from my dad, a brother and a sister. So basically, my father left my little sister's mom and went back to my brother's mom and married her. Long story short, my dad had got murdered, y'all. This woman took all of his money. She didn't look out for none of his kids. Like, and I told y'all I was going through a period where I was homeless. So she got she had life insurance policies that she received money from. And she didn't give anything to my sister.
Your dad didn't have nothing set up for y'all. That y'all, he just
No, that's what my issue was with him. Like, I'm never like this lady. Y'all, like,
damn.
everyone kept saying, like, oh, she's closer to her little sister's mom. That's why his wife feels the way. No, I never liked that lady. I've known her since I was 2 or 3, and I never liked her. So yeah, when my dad had got murdered, she didn't do anything to me and my sister. I had went to his house the day after his murder to find out what happened. Like, I need to hear the stories. Basically, when he had got murdered, they put my brother in a holding cell and they put his wife in a holding cell because nothing happened at home. So the next day, I'm like, all right, what I need what happened. So she tells this bogus story or whatever, and I had ended up picking up one of his little Redskins t-shirts. It wasn't a jersey; it was like a little shirt that he probably slept in or probably like cooked in. It was a regular t-shirt. So I picked that up, and maybe like a few days after his murder, I had texted her asking her to give me something of his, and her response was, "You already have his jersey." So she didn't even give me anything of my dad's, like no,
Oh,
like,
jeez,
like
Louise.
that's yeah, like nothing of his. So if y'all ever see me post that post where I post a picture of him and he got his shades on, my uncle ended up giving me those shades, and it's like that's like.
The only thing you got.
Yeah, really the only thing I got. No, actually, yeah, a few things my uncle gave me, but she didn't give it to me. Like he had to get it from her and then gave it to me. But yeah, she didn't even give me anything.
But why?
I don't know. I can't really tell you why. I don't know. Envy. I don't know. She like I'm saying. I like my childhood trauma is not from my mom. Like it's from the both of my parents. So like
So
it
wait a
really.
minute. So how did your dad get murdered? And she was in there too?
Yes, she was in the house. Honestly, that story could be like a lifetime movie, or what's that? What's the ID channel? It could be
The
a
ID channel?
I swear, no, for real, because when we had went to court for his murder, they ended up catching one of the guys, and when we had went to court, Jasmine, and
Jealous
she
for
can
real.
attest to this. So Jasmine had came to court with me. I had my little team of support, and Jasmine had came up here, and Jasmine was like, did she speak to you? And I was like, no, she didn't say anything to me. And maybe 2 months before my dad had killed me, Jasmine, his wife, and my dad had went to Jasper's, and we had ate, we drank, we was cool. So for her not to speak to me at court was like what are
Why
you
you
doing?
yeah, what are you doing?
So Jasmine approached her. Jasmine was like, like, what's up? Like, why you not
Why
speaking
you
to her?
not talking to
Yeah,
Tierra?
I can't remember what she said, but I was just like forget her, because she wasn't even keeping me updated. She wasn't keeping my dad's family updated on what was going on in his trial. I had to call the victim witness department in
Jesus.
Upper Marlboro to figure out what was going on with my dad's case, because she would not relay that information to us. So yeah, like that my father's murder, that's a whole nother story.
How long was your father married to her?
I don't know. He didn't tell any of us. He didn't even tell my uncle. My dad is a twin. He didn't even tell my uncle. Like, he just like married her.
But where did she come from?
So I don't know, but I think she went to middle school with my mother. So remember I told y'all my mom had me when she was 16. So I don't know, you gonna have to tell the story. I don't know that. I don't know how
How
that
old?
I know, all I know is he went to Landon, so I don't know how he even came across her.
So, how was your dad in your life?
No, he was not in my life.
When did he come into your life?
Once I graduated high school.
So not till you were 17, 18?
Yeah, I mean, he had reached out to me when I had went to Bowie. So what was that? We were in 10th grade. He had reached out to me on Facebook, and I was so afraid to tell my mom that he reached out to me on Facebook because she had instilled fear into me for for my dad. So
She
he
mad.
had reached out to me on Facebook, and I wasn't going to respond. But Jasmine, like, she was like, "No, Tierra, like you have to respond, like please, kind of like do it for me. Like, my dad was murdered. I don't have my dad. My dad died, and I don't have my dad in my life. Like, can you just please reach out to him?" So I reached out to him, and I was talking to him behind my mother's back. Oh yeah, I was in 11th grade. Yep. I was talking to my father on Facebook behind my mother's back, and he ended up coming up to the school with my school, and I ended up like seeing him after I don't know how many years, probably since I was 12. I had seen him once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had snuck to see him, and then I had been talking to him in secrecy until I graduated, and
Wow.
then I reached out to him to have a relationship with him.
So he came in your life basically when you was probably about 18 years old.
Yes,
And he died when you were how old?
he died when I was right before I had turned 22. Yeah, so he died when I was 21.
So you only had 4 years with him then, for real.
Yeah, so I felt robbed. Like I used to be really, like super super religious, and I was so like I think when he got killed is when I had like stopped believing in God, because I'm like, if me believing in God is causing me all this strife, like what? I'm praying to him for help and I'm not receiving nothing. So
Yeah.
what? Like he can't exist, because I felt like he robbed me of everything.
Damn. So 4 years and then he got murdered.
Yep.
Do you feel like you were creating that like mommy, I'm not me, daddy and daughter? Like, did you feel like you were like
Yes, of
creating that?
course. Yes, like I was heartbroken when he got killed because 2 weeks
Yeah.
earlier he was in Miami, and like we love Miami. Like I love Miami and he loved Miami. And I had called him while he was at the strip club. I think he was at King of Diamonds, and he like answered his phone, and he was just like lit, like talking to me. I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but it just felt like I felt like dang, like we finally got that relationship. Like he calling me while he in the strip club, and we talking.
That's your man's. Like, that's your man's.
Like, we yeah. So I was like
My
really really
man said
heartbroken.
KOD.
Yeah, I was really heartbroken when he got killed.
Damn,
Yeah.
T. I ain't gonna lie. That sucks because I feel like I don't have no hate towards my father. But at the same time, you know how everybody and my
Mm.
siblings feel about my father. It's like, would I be happy if we started to build that? I just feel like, mm, I mean, I'm 30, I'm 33.
But see, the thing is, my dad had tried. It's not like it
And
was.
see, and that's it right there. That's it right there. Like,
It was. It
that's
was.
why I said, that's
Like,
why you feel like you got robbed. That's why you feel like
yeah,
you got
yeah.
robbed.
That's why I feel like I got robbed. I'm like because my father was doing this thing too. Like, and now I know what he was doing and why he was like standing me up. But like he would be like, "All right, we're gonna meet up Saturday," and he'd be like, "Oh, all right, I gotta push it back." And I'm like, "Bro, you keep standing me up. I'm clearing my whole schedule for you
For
because I
you. For you. Right.
you and
You
spend
like a
time with you."
kid. You like a kid about to go with her dad. Like,
And that's
it's
like
daddy and daughter day. We finna go do some stuff.
right. So I'm like a grown. Like I'm at this point. That's how like how much I really wanted to be around him and with him. So I'm gonna talk about some business. Sorry. So he was standing me up. So I had to tell him, I'm like, I'm an adult now. Like you don't have to keep
You don't have to lie to me. Like,
you
just
don't
come to
have to
what's
lie to me.
up.
You're busy because we can always reschedule. So once I told him that, like
It became
like
more, it was more communication. Like, oh, okay, bet. Yeah.
so yeah, like I really felt robbed when he got killed because yeah, like I really feel like I got robbed. Like I never call my dad daddy or dad because I wasn't used to that. It was weird to call someone daddy
So
and
what would you call him?
y'all, I would just talk. Like I'd be like, hey, and talk. Or
Bitch, hold on. For 4 years, you would just be like, "What's up?"
no, not for 4 years, but maybe for like the first 2 years, I would just say like, "What's up?" Or I would just,
Wow.
just, I would never address him or call him anything. And then I
Come
started
on.
calling him Papito.
What does that say? I'm in my 30s, and now my father kind of making an effort, but not really when he's asking for money. If he died today, I don't even
I don't
know
know what to say to him
about his.
about
So,
his.
so let me tell you something about that right there. What you said. You know what's so crazy, bro? That I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say that on another day because that's gonna be too deep. Listen, Slim 0075. A lot of my siblings feel the exact same way. Literally, literally. But your father literally tried. Like he started to be like your dad for real.
Yeah, like he really
You
was.
called
Or
him
like
what? What did you say you
like
was calling him?
I started calling him Papito, and
Mhm.
so because I didn't really feel comfortable like calling him dad,
Calling him dad.
but literally, y'all, the day before, the night before he got killed, I was just like, I texted him. I was like, I love you, Dad. And he never responded. So I was like, during that night, I was kind of like embarrassed because like,
Because
dang,
you said dad and you didn't get a
Dad,
response.
all to find out that next day that he was murdered.
But let me tell you though. Let me tell you something. Hold on. It says I used to wish my dad was locked up or dead, so there was an excuse for him to not be in my life. So I feel you. I feel you because it's like, what's the point? Like, if you're here, why you not here? But I feel like there was a reason you said that, T. Like,
Yeah, because
there was a reason you said that right before that, and that probably, even though he didn't get it, like, I feel like he got it though. Like,
no, he did. No, he seen my message because I found out what he was doing during that time. He was chilling with her family. They eat Popeyes or something. I don't know what my brother said. Yeah, like he said, oh, he most definitely seen my text, but I feel like maybe he felt that it was his time. So if he would have responded to me, maybe I would be like crushed even more, like oh my god, But yeah, I had called him bad the first time, and he was murdered the next morning.
oh my gosh, T. Whew. Did you
Right?
not? Okay,
Look, that's how I feel. Like, ooh, that's what I'm in
I
therapy.
no, because no, seriously, but you didn't feel like you needed therapy until you hit postpartum, though.
Yeah, because I'm telling y'all, I thought I was okay. Like, I really thought I was okay. Like, I wasn't walking around sad. I mean, I probably did know I needed therapy because, like, right when he died, I started being reckless. Like, I started drinking and driving. I carried a flask. Like I used to have a flask in my glove compartment. Um, I had started trying, like, if y'all know me, I was a good use. Like, I was like, oh no, I'll smoke. I'm not smoking. Like, that's drugs. I'm never doing that. Like, I was I was one of them.
She
So
just was a bougie little bitch. That's all she
I was
was.
like, why y'all smoking? Y'all smoke. So I had started I, I had started smoking weed. I had tried Molly. Like, I was really downhill. And I didn't even realize it. But um what you laughing at, Jason? Right? Because I was really like I spoke. But yeah, so I should have realized then that I was depressed or something was wrong, but I didn't. I still was going through, you know, other things besides grieving
Yeah.
that that I didn't even grieve though. I didn't grieve until a year, like until we went to court and I actually seen pictures of my dad, you know,
That was the first time you actually cried for him?
like and meant it, yeah. Because yeah, so
Since he had got murdered?
yeah, because let me tell you why. So when he got murdered, he got shot in the head. So at his funeral, he was like, like huge. He was like swollen. It didn't look so. Like I was the last person to see him when they closed the casket, and I was tearing up. But when I looked at him, I was like, I don't know this man. And then I was like, I had kind of like was like, y'all close the casket. I don't want to see this. This not him. So in my mind, I don't think my mind could register that that was him. So
Yeah.
so to me, it just felt like he was like on a long vacation, or I hadn't seen him, or maybe like he was locked up.
You was
So
in
and
shock, my nigga. You was in shock.
yeah, so in court they had showed pictures, like in court they show you the pictures of like on
The crime
like
scene,
the
all
crime
that shit.
pictures. So when I seen the pictures and it looked like what I remembered of him, like I was just bawling, like I couldn't stop crying because that's when it hit me, like damn, dad is gone. But that wasn't until a year later.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Shalane, you are tripping me.
Because T, it's like it's like this cake. So I think of it like this. I just went to my baby father's mother's funeral, and when I seen her, it made
Sorry.
me cry more because it didn't look like her. Like that hurt me more that I saw her and it didn't look like her. Like that made me really cry. But when you saw it, you was just like, "What the fuck is this? Like this is not my man." Like, but it took you a
Yeah.
year later to.
To
Did it hurt when you cried?
Yeah, because we was in court, y'all. Like that trial, that murder trial was for a week. Actually, it went on for 2 weeks. It was like the end of one week, and then it went on till the next week. And literally, if it wasn't my dad, I would have been eating popcorn. That's how like juicy the story was, because I'm hearing everything for the first time. But if it wasn't my dad, like I was just sitting in the back, like, oh my God, y'all, this like what his wife was like. A lie had came out in court. Like it got exposed that his wife was cheating up until the day he died. Like it was just wild. Yeah, like it was literally like some
Whoa,
like
bro.
it was literally like a TV a TV.
So
So
do you think that bitch set him up?
yes, I do. I that's just how I feel. I don't know if there's proof, but yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I
Damn.
yeah, that's how I feel. And I ended up so the
You're,
judge
is
that
that your dad's twin in here?
yeah, that's what I'm talking, yeah.
Oh my God, bro. That's
So
so fire.
so
Tell him
so
to join. That's too fire, bro.
you know,
Because
he
your
gonna,
father is a
if
twin.
he come on here, he ain't gonna stop talking. He got a lot to say.
Wait
So,
a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, seriously.
so this you had asked me if I feel like she did it. So I always felt that she did it, but I reassured
Jesus, bro.
that she did it because let me tell y'all. So the judge that presided over my dad's case, he used to, once he retired, he used to come in Kaiser and pick up his prescription. So I was like, hey judge, what's his name? I'm like having like a judge. What is his name? What's his
Let's
name?
just
Okay,
say Judge
whatever.
Brown. Judge Brown.
I said hey to him, and he was like, hey, do I know you? And I was like, no. I was like, but you like presided over my dad's murder case. And he was like, did I give a good like decision?
Yes, your dad's twin wants to join. Yeah, you can join. Request
No,
it. I'll add you.
no, yeah, Judge Alameen, no, Shay, do not put my yeah, Judge Alameen. So he had asked me how I like, did he do it? Did I, was it in my favor? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I was like, it was a murder case, and I was like, my dad was a twin. He was like, and he was murdered when he came through his garage. Like of all the cases this man has seen as a lawyer before he became a judge, how do you remember that? And that was I had helped him in 2019, so he still remember my dad's case. Like I think about that all the time, every time I go through my garage. And he was like, are you cool with his wife? Like have a relationship with her? And I was like, no. It's like I feel like she.
Damn.
So when he
When
said
the
that,
judge, we like, bro,
said
I think that bitch did it, bro.
so
That's a whole different
yeah,
type of confirmation.
so that's when I was like, okay, like I knew it. Like that's how I felt. Like I knew it. It was confirmation for me when he said that, because like he's seen so many cases. Why is my dad's case one that sticks out to him?
AT. So how is it that she didn't? How wasn't she a suspect on how he got killed?
I mean, I'm sure she was. I don't know everything. Remember, that's his wife. She gets firsthand information from the detective.
Damn,
She get all
bro.
the detective. I had called the detective myself, and he told me he could not share information with me because because my father was married. He said,
Oh my God.
yeah, I would call the detective phone, like, what's an update? Do y'all have any suspects? This was before they had a suspect. He's like, I can't share that information with you. You will have to reach out to his wife. And I'm like, well, fuck, she ain't gonna tell me shit. So
Damn, bro. That's raw. That's
yeah.
raw, T. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's deep, yeah. Like that's
So like, not only am I going through to therapy for my childhood, I'm going to therapy for the things that happened, after that. Because like I said, like I was really angry with him. I don't know if for some of y'all who follow me, I have put posts up about a praying man that I keep seeing. So I realized, like, seeing that praying man, that like my dad is still here. He may not be here physically, but he's
but
definitely
you
here.
he's here.
He's
He's
here.
here.
I just need to learn how to forgive him, to let go, because I really feel like yeah, like he left me. He just left me up here.
It's like, damn nigga, we just started being daddy and daughter, and you just like gotta go. It's like, come on.
He was helping me financially. Like, I remember I had enrolled into a course at PTSD. I was like, nah, I want to take the course. I had literally called him 2 days before the deadline to enroll. I think the class was like $600 or $500. I had told him, he was like, all right, give me a second. He ended up giving me $500 in fives and
That's
tens.
what he's supposed to do though, because that's your daddy.
But he came through anytime I needed something. He came through, like, at the last
And
minute.
that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to
I'm
be.
asking you to pay for my class 2 days before the deadline. He came through. So, like, once he was killed, I was just like I really don't have no now.
Damn, son. I feel you. So that would blow me. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, I don't know what to say, T. I really don't, because I don't know. I don't know that feeling of a daddy
They charged
daughter.
anyone for his murder. So they say it was okay. So there was two guys who had walked into the house, two guys, and then a getaway driver. So out of the maybe 3 or 4 people, only one person got caught.
Damn.
And he only got caught because he didn't have any gloves on in the house, and he was touching
Stuff.
he was touching stuff. So
How did they get in?
okay, I told y'all my father was a Metro bus driver. His shift was probably like at 5 in the morning, so he had woke up at 6. Opened his garage door. They were outside of the garage door, so they walked him back inside of the house and took him straight upstairs.
So why did they kill him?
Because because he was like, they got guns to his head telling him to open up the safe. He was like, I'm not opening up the safe. Like, I'm not opening up the safe. So they got into, a scuffle. Yeah, but one of the guys had stayed downstairs, and once he heard that, he went upstairs. And so they both had shot. Like, I think what they say, Uncle E, had shot him in close range with an AR. So the bullet went through my dad's entire body. Like, he would have never survived that. So they had got one dude, but he actually had got his time reduced. Like, he ended up getting his time reduced because they found out that his murder case was tied to drugs. So they had
see, your uncle said shot him in the back.
Yeah, he was shot. Yeah, he was shot in the back, but the bullet had traveled through his body. Like,
Jesus.
He had got shot in the head too. Remember Uncle E with the other dude's gun? He had got shot in the head.
What's your uncle's name?
Emir.
Uncle E, let me ask you, right, because you're a twin. Did you feel anything like at that point, or like from, because I have twins, so I always wonder.
I had told you what he had told me. Remember when I told you?
Oh, his hand went numb, right? His hand went numb.
Yeah,
his hand went numb.
Yeah, remember I had told you.
Damn,
yeah, his hand went numb.
That's so sad, T. Like, for real, that's very sad.
I just feel like sometimes I be feeling like I'm crazy, but
oh my God, it was one bullet and it just bounced around his body.
Yeah, but he was shot. It was a bullet that grazed his head, and then there was that bullet that went around his body.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Bitches that do shit like that, like set up niggas and do that for the money, and them type of bitches, bruh. them type of bitches is like, I want to beat to a pulp type shit. Like, I don't want to kill you, but I want to hurt you type shit. Like, cause it's like, first of all, you a bum ass bitch. Like, that's for one. That's one. Two, that nigga got a family, bitch. Like, it's just not him. You know what I'm saying? He's just not a nigga that's, out here trapping, doing his thing. But he got a fucking family.
And you don't
Like,
look at kids.
and you don't,
Yeah, I would never understand that.
the fuck, bro? Like, what type of bitches you like? Who raised you? That's the type of shit I feel like. Who raised you? Nigga?
She had received so much money from the 2 life insurance policies, and then my uncle had convinced her to go after, because the money that was in the state, the DEA.
Couldn't feel anything when he died. Just miss him every single day. Oh, that made me sad.
Yeah, because they're
y'all, he has a twin. Like, that's his twin talking right now. Like, her father's twin.
So
that's crazy.
So my phone about to die. He convinced her to go after the money that was in the safe because the DEA had seized it. So that $160K, she ended up getting a lawyer, and she ended up getting that money back. And she didn't even look out for him. Like, she didn't even give him any. She was like, basically, I don't owe you nothing. Like, that was your brother, not mine. Like, you know.
What the fuck, bro? Yeah. That bitch. Is she still alive? I hope her. I mean, her karma will be her karma. Her karma's gonna be something wrong.
Like, I don't have any hate towards her. Or, I just feel like she'll get her karma. She'll get her karma.
I don't know. I kind of want to elbow the bitch. Like, what's up, bro? I don't even know you. No, seriously.
No,
because it's like it's only because in a sense where it's like me and Minor have life insurance. We have all the kids have life insurance. Like, we have Roth RIAs. Like, if anything happens to us, God forbid, them kids gonna be straight.
But you made sure they were straight. That's why I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, correct.
Like, you just what were you doing? Like, why would you leave everything to her? Like, that was so irresponsible. Like,
left you out here like your father wasn't who he was. Like, she will definitely catch her karma. No, facts. And that's one thing that's that healing shit, because it's like me right now, like, just listen, like, it made me want to instantly fight that bitch. Like, it made me, but it's like, you know what? You gotta let people deal with their own demons. And that one right there, baby, you never gonna live a happy life. I don't care what you say.
If I wanted to handle, all the people who ever wronged me, like, I would.
Oh, girl.
Like, I'm not. That's not even. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hurts me more than it upsets me, because it's just like because he knew she really ain't fool with him. Like, he knew y'all. So it's just like, I'm more so angry with his negligence. Like, okay, you out in the streets trapping. You gotta make sure your kids. I don't care what nobody say. I can never just leave right out here. Just he got Blake, but he gonna be good because of me. Like, I'm gonna
but that's another generational thing we're cutting, and we're giving them generational wealth, where we're teaching them the same thing, and when they get older, be like, nigga, my parents left me this, so now I'm gonna leave. We have to keep going. And I really feel like our parents just was young and dumb, bro. Like, they just wasn't raised to take care of your kids for real, because they didn't get taken care of for real.
But they kids, we are kids having kids. Like, my father was what?
So that's why we had to end it, bro.
Yeah.
He thought he had more time. Yeah, facts, Keisha, like, for real, because it's like, and that's what I'm saying. You just never know. But we do know. But we do know now, because think about it, y'all. If back then, all we really had for real was like TV. The internet was not popping back then. So imagine if the way we are now, everyone's talking about generational wealth. Everyone's talking about cutting the generational toxic. Like, we have so much information now, more and more, for us to really, like, be mindful. Even our parents now can be mindful, but back then they didn't have no outlets. They didn't have no one telling them, hey, you got to take care of your kids financially. I know you want to not give it to them, but you have to give it to them because you need them to be good as they're moving along in life. But you don't see it like that. You're like, all right, you had come to a certain age. What can you help me with? You about to help me pay a bill? You about to help me do something? You about to help pay rent? Because that's all you know. You know now, like, nigga, you of age now. Now come help me, because I've been helping you all this fucking time. But it's like, it's not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to help these kids because we had these goddamn kids. So we have to fucking help them. And as they get older, be like, hey, I got set up for you. And This is what you do with it. Now, as you get older, you figure out how to work with it and stuff like that, and then you pass it along. That's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be really like not setting these kids up for failure, because that's what we're doing. We're setting them
But
up
in
for
all
failure.
aspects, not even just like as far as like setting them up financially. Like if any of you have read my post, like that post made me cry. Like I was in tears after I wrote that post, because I think somebody on Facebook had wrote me about a picture I had posted of Bryson. Like if y'all always see the pictures of Bryson that I post, he's cheesing, and that reassures me that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
I was not happy when I was a kid. I didn't smile. I didn't laugh. Like I don't remember like being happy. So when I see him smiling, I'm like, he's just so happy and carefree. Like I'm doing a good job, because
You are. You're doing, motherfucker. You're doing a great job, T.
he's happy, and I just want him to, be a kid and be happy. Like he don't got to worry about money. Like I'm like I'm 8 years old, worried about eating. Like I don't have food. I'm just worrying about stuff that kids shouldn't even really worry about. Like
Ever.
yeah.
Ever. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're doing great. Just the fact that you were able to still, like I keep saying, still have love, T. Like, still have love in you to be like, I want to be with somebody. I want to have a baby. I want to be like, and do good at it, nigga. You're doing great. You're doing great. And now you're about to have a little girl, so don't be scared.
Girl,
You
I am
don't have
terrified. I
you
am
don't
so
have to be scared,
scared. I
T.
am so scared because
See, you don't have to be scared. It's just gonna be literally like how you gonna have yourself a little you, but this time you know what to do. You're taking the steps to be like, bruh, I'm not gonna fuck you up. I know what to do because you are going, that's gonna be your man's. It's okay. That's gonna be your man. Don't make me cry, T. Oh my God, don't make me cry. Chill out. You're gonna do fine, okay? So don't be scared. Like, you went through a lot already and you've done a lot already. So you got this. You got this. I'm serious. Like, don't be scared. And if you fuck up, it's okay, bruh. It's okay. We all gonna fuck up, but you'll never, never, ever, ever fuck up like our parents did. We'll never fuck up like that. And if we do, we're gonna fix it early. We're gonna fix it early. That's it. So don't be scared. You got yourself a good man next to you. You got yourself a family. You appreciate your little stuff that you have, and you're gonna do fine. I promise you. And when you're not, and you feel like you're not, bitch, holla at me. Holla at whoever you have to talk to, because there's nothing for you to be scared about. You already went through the hardship, nigga. The hardship was getting over that shit that you went through with both of your parents and being this badass bitch you are still now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, really look at what you got. Like, for real, bruh. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You got this. I promise. I promise you do. If you good with Bryson, why you not gonna be good with the girl? It's fine. You got I swear. I swear. Bring them over here. I'll show you how. You see how I do them twins? And those are my first pair of girls, and you know I am so hard. So they make me soft. And that's the thing about them girls. They will make you soft. They're sweet little, I'm so sorry, mommy. I love you, mommy. Like, girl, you'll be like, you know what? It's okay. Come give me a hug. You're right. I'm sorry, girl. Like, seriously. Like, you don't gotta worry about that. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, worry about something else. That's all I'm like. Worry about like, girl, I hope she know how to dress. Like, I hope she like, because Carter can't dress and it be blowing the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Carter dressed like he's back in the 2000s and that shit be blowing the shit.
No, leave Carter alone. He's my favorite. You know how I feel about
Carter's
Carter.
your man.
You know how I feel about Carter. He's my favorite. But then, so.
No, but seriously, like, T, everybody in this here, like, listening to your story, like, girl, you gonna be a bomb ass girl mom. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be a bomb ass girl mom because you already know what you wanted, and you're gonna give it so much to her. She'll be like,
But I don't want to be like. I guess my fear is like I don't want to be overbearing. Like, yeah. And then I turn her off. Like, girl, you doing too much. You in my face. And then I'm like, dang, well, I'm giving you everything.
Trying to let the shit out you.
Right, right. I'm trying to give you everything I didn't have, and then you like, ooh, that's too much for me. So I'm really in therapy to heal so that I can, like, not worry about all the stuff I've been through, and then worried about, being a good mom, but just I don't know. All I know is this having a girl thing is stress me out.
First of all, no, having girls is a whole different type of story than having boys. But I want you to know that before she even gets here, because you're already doing your healing, you're gonna be good. Plus, the way you can communicate, a kid, you gonna be. Don't you communicate with Bryson? Don't you communicate with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do the exact same thing with her, and it's gonna be a different type of bond. Like I ain't gonna lie, I feel the differences between the girls and the boys. It's just different. It's different, bruh. And I can't explain to you until once you go through it, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. But she's also gonna be, excuse me, when they get of age, oh bitch, it's gonna be like, okay, because now y'all wilding, like y'all wilding for real, like because it's girl on girl, but you're still gonna handle it great
I
because you're
guess
already doing
my
the
fear
work.
is, how do you, like, I'm trying to do something I've never seen done in my life. So that's what, like, makes me anxious. Like I don't have that model. I don't have that. I mean, I do. Like
But
Jazz
are
and her
you?
mom.
But
Jazz and
are
her
you
mom. Like,
scared
I
of
love
it?
their relationship. You say, am I scared of it?
Yeah. Does it make you uncomfortable? Like, does it make you uncomfortable? Because see, that's my
No,
problem.
it don't make me uncomfortable. I just feel anxious. Like I just feel like it just makes me anxious. Like I just feel anxious.
So I feel like my problem is showing too much love or showing love. Period. It makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, see, it
Like
makes you uncomfortable. See, it used to make me
it make
uncomfortable,
me
but
uncomfortable. It just be like,
so
please
that's
stop
why I feel like
touching
I had
me.
Bryson,
I don't want
because
to hug you. I don't want to do none of that.
see,
That's how I feel.
but see, Bryson has taught me to not feel uncomfortable. Like I
Yes,
hug
yes,
him
Crystal.
all the time. Like I hug him and tell him I love him all the time, and so he does it back to me. So I'm not afraid to show love. I just feel I'm just anxious about trying to do something that I've never seen done before.
So they said you can research, you can read parenting books. I personally feel like I just be well, I don't know. I don't go off of nobody because I don't like to watch nobody. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I listen to YouTube videos.
But
That
but
parenting website, I mean
so
on IG that you put me on to, that's a really good one right there.
yeah, you talking about the holistic psycho? Oh no,
Yes,
you
the
talking about
one
the
that
other
you
one? This stuff was on Raise. I know.
the one that always be having the quotes on how you should like instead of saying
Talk to your
this,
kids, yeah,
say
instead of
that.
say yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
but
great.
I do feel like I have been prepared for this moment. Like I've had, Gina, I had Lynn's mom, and I really love Gina. And then I
Yeah,
had,
I love Gina like shit. I
I
love
love
Gina.
that's my girl. That's my
That's
girl.
my favorite stepmom. Like that's my favorite stepmom was Gina.
That's my girl. So
Yeah.
Gina, and then I had Zoe's mom, Leandra, and then like I've seen like Jasmine's mom. So I feel like I picked up a little bit from all of them, like the things that I do like about the relationships that they have with their children. So I feel like I'm just anxious. I'm
You're
Project
just
Anxious.
excited.
Yeah.
You're so nervous. You're excited. You scared. It's like all your emotions. Plus, you're pregnant, so it's okay. You finna go through this roller coaster. When are you due?
I'm due February 13th.
Oh, you're about to be due. You're about to have a baby again. Good, congratulations. You know me. I always be like, bro, why y'all have another baby? Cause y'all it's back to sleepless nights.
But
You
that's
know what
because
I'm saying?
you had two at the same time. That would have stressed me out too. So I feel
Baby,
you.
we're not
I
even gonna
feel
talk about
you.
my trauma, okay? That brings it's like those bring back memories. I remember Maya was so sleep deprived at one point. He was counting bread up and he fucked like a whole bread up like by like a lot of money. And he was like, bro, I need to go to sleep. We was not getting no sleep. Them girls was waking up every 3 hours. And it was like either you pump or you go to sleep. I'm going to fuck to sleep.
To
Y'all
sleep.
crazy.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna say
I was like this. I see you later. I'm going to sleep.
breastfeeding twins seems impossible. Like
Bro, that shit was
I would have
crazy.
gave up too. They would have been on
They would
something
have been
practice
on
mode.
bottle. They was on bottle. I didn't care. They was on bottle. It says raise you. It says raise you.
Yeah, no, I had screenshot that raise you see if you had a chance to raise yourself, play it like that. How would you want to be raised?
Exactly, bro. You got. I'm telling you, it's. I get it though, because it's hard. Like I said, I don't know how to love on these boys for real. So it's like That's me right now trying to figure this out. And then it's like trying to find a therapist right now. It's like trying to strike gold, my nigga.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, a lot of I've
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's that's why I said it's like the season that everyone is going to therapy. But I say like
And it's like I
go
love
to the
it, but it's like a bad and a good thing.
Mm-hmm. You
It's
just
like
gotta
what the
keep, just
fuck?
like keep checking in sites, keep calling
Literally every
sites,
day.
keep
You
calling
have to
every day,
I,
literally every day, because they'll have it opening. That's how I got back in. That's how I got back
that's
in.
good.
The site said, I think the site for the B network said, "Oh, we're not accepting patients." And then one day I didn't see that no more. I was like, "Hold up, let me call. Let me
Oh yeah, you was
get in
on
the
it. See,
book."
that's what I'm saying. I have to be consistent and calling every single day. And sometimes when I call and they don't call me back, I'll be like, man, what the fuck, young? Like, I needs the help. Like, somebody help me, please. Like, somebody please help me. Nah, T man, I promise you gonna be straight, and she gonna be so cute. Like, bruh, Marissa has all that beautiful hair. Do you know how she's gonna look? Oh, she's gonna look like. Oh my, I'm just. I
I,
just feel like she's gonna be so cute. I can't. I can't.
but yes, y'all, that's my story. That's a little bit of my story.
Y'all, this was a great session. Of course, I want to say the live, y'all. Like for everybody coming in, thank you for coming in. The first part of the live, my mom was here. She definitely talked her shit. It was great. And T, this was amazing. Like I
You
learned
put
some
me
new
off
things
guard,
about
girl.
you. I learned new things about you every time we talk. Every time we talk. But it's like that's you. Like I said, I've always loved you. At first, I used to be like, "What you about to do with Tierra?" Like, then remember I used to always tell you, like, y'all in high school, fuck is y'all doing?
No,
Like,
you used to
go live
say
your
y'all not
life.
gonna be together.
Like, go live your fucking life. Like, y'all not gonna be together no after high school. But
No,
Tierra
but like
always.
I like and I realized, even with staying with Lynn so long, like I was he was basically like a father to
He was
me.
your
Like he
father,
was my
bro.
father. Like he
Yeah,
was really
facts.
looking out for me. But
And
I'm
he was
so
around. And he was around when your father was around.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was like really looking after me, like giving
Yeah.
me money, he looked out.
Yeah.
But um
We keep it pushing. We keep it pushing. That's what happens sometimes. That's what happens sometimes in life. You keep it pushing when you're not acting right. Gotta get the fuck out of there, okay? Um,
yes, ma'am.
T, I'm gonna say I'm so proud of you. You're so resilient. I'm so happy for your therapy journey. I'm so happy for your healthy baby that you're gonna have and for your little family. And it's just like more blessings to you, mama. I'm so
Thank you.
excited. I'm so excited for your journey. This is amazing. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a great Trauma Tuesday. I hope everybody has a good night. We'll try this again next Tuesday. Okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good night, T. Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
y'all. Thank you.
Bye.